Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Game 2 of our doubleheader between Genesee and CCBC Essex. These two programs, men's teams went head-to-head in Game 1 of our doubleheader. Now the women's teams will go head-to-head. Hopefully if you're a Knights fan, this game goes a little bit better for you, as the Knights men's team wasn't very pretty for them. I guess that's the best way for me to put it. I believe the final score was 22-4. It was not a pretty one, but we'll have a good game here in store for you as these two teams, Genesee women's and CCBC Essex Knights women's teams, will go head-to-head. We're going to toss things over to our PA announcer for the opening lineups in just 1 second, as the two teams are getting their final words of encouragement from their two teams. The Genesee Cougars going head-to-head up against the CCBC Essex Knights. The Cougars head coach Jeff Rainout and the CCBC Essex Knights head coach Candice Schroeder. It's going to be a very entertaining contest, as we're still waiting for those teams to get back out onto the field so we can start the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to introduce you to the game starters, beginning with our visitors from Genesee. Number 2, Caitlin Cartwright. Number 3, Molly Barden. Number 4, Julia Comer. Number 5, Paige Biggins. Number 6, Rachel Ladd. Number 7, Bria Hears. Number 9, Nayo Maeda. Number 14, Allison Duho. Number 16, Callie Wright. Number 22, Macy Cook. Number 28, Olivia Stedman. And in goal for the Cougars, number 23, Zara Zakes. The Cougars are led by head coach Jeff Rainout. And now the starting lineup for your CCBC Essex Knights. At defense, number 1, Laura de Guzman. Defense, number 2, Nicole Campbell. Defense, number 4, Deasia Cabilla. Midfield, number 5, Hunter Giangrasso. Midfield, number 8, Tiana Hapsis. Attack, number 13, Alexis Corbett Fennicle. Midfield, number 14, Sabrina Lepis. Midfield, number 16, Madison D'Amico. Attack, number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Attack, number 21, Aaron Moran. Defense, number 23, Marissa Hernandez. And starting in goal for the Knights, number 19, Taylor Stombaugh. The Knights are led by head coach Candice Schroeder. Ladies and gentlemen, here at CCBC Essex, we embody the spirit of sportsmanship because it is an important component of being a student athlete. We ask that you please refrain from the use of profanity and let all spectators remain positive in cheering for their favorite team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knights would like to take this opportunity to thank the following sponsors: MedStar Sports Medicine, the official training partner of CCBC Athletics; Madison Bank of Maryland, proud supporter of CCBC Essex Athletics. Visit WBofMD.com to learn more. the CCBC Associate of Applied Science Digital Media Productions Department, the official broadcast partner of CCBC Athletics. And fans, don't forget about on March 20th here at CCBC Essex, we have the Lace Up for Lax, ending homelessness one step at a time. We'll have a doubleheader of men's and women's lacrosse action starting at 4 o'clock. Please bring mostly black new shoes for children, items to be donated to Eastern Family Resource Center, cash donations also accepted. Visit www.laceupwithlax.org or www.ccbcessexnights.com for more information. All right, you have heard the starting lineups, and you have heard from our sponsors here at CCBC Essex who help keep the lights on here. And now we are ready to start women's lacrosse action here, as this is going to be an exciting game. These are two teams, relatively evenly matched teams. Genesee does come in usually the overwhelming favorites in most contests, as they have one of the top programs at this level. And our first whistle of the game. We'll have a restart for number 14, Sabrina Lepus, excuse me. And there's Erin Moran. Erin Moran, one of the many players for this Knights team who is a holdover from the Knights soccer team. Alexis Corbett-Fenical, Erin Moran, Tiana Hapsis, Madison D'Amico, some of the players who also played on the Knights women's soccer team as well as the women's lacrosse team. Good opportunity here for Erin Moran on the restart. She's going to try and split those two defenders and go for the shot real quickly, I'm assuming. She's not going to have much time for a pass. She does get the shot off, but it was not very accurate as it just went up into the air. And that'll be a missed opportunity as the whistle will be blown and possession will go to the Knights, or excuse me, the Cougars. Here are the Cougars on the attack. Quick catch and a quick shot. No good on the shot. Wide of the net. Cougars will maintain possession, though, here. Another quick shot after working into an area where they could get the shot off. Hard work on this offensive possession here for the Cougars. Shot clock is still going. 30 seconds on the shot clock now. Here come the Cougars once again, still with possession. 20 seconds on that shot clock now. Pass in the front, scooped up by the Knights. Can they get it out of their defensive zone, though? A lot of white jerseys, a couple black jerseys around as well. Ball's on the ground again. And that's going to be a push on the Knights. Cougars will maintain possession here. And they're going to get a fresh shot clock as well. Not a lot of movement away from the ball right now here for the Cougars. Let's see what their offensive game plan is. Trying to get it as close to the goal as possible. That's a pretty solid game plan if it works. That time they were able to get a shot off. But then again, not really, as the whistle was blown and now the Knights have possession. Here come the Knights. Deasia Kabia putting that ball on her stick and just turning the Jets on, getting it into a scoring position for one of her teammates. That is number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. You know, she's always looking to go on the attack. She was one of the top scorers for the Knights women's soccer team. Looking to do the same here in lacrosse as well, and she's got her first goal of the game. Or first goal of the game. This isn't their first game of the season. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle drops this. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle with the goal, unassisted on the restart. Drops the stick for it to be checked. Looks like it's going to cross out. It will, as she actually has the stick back in her hand, so I didn't see that. First goal of the game for the Knights, and definitely a much different start to this game as opposed to when these two programs' men's teams went head-to-head. Knights didn't get their first goal in that game until late in the second quarter. Early in the first half, Lady Knights already have a goal on the board. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. First goal of the game. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. So here come the Cougars trying to get back into this game as they watched this game go from scoreless to now 1-0. And I'm sure they'd also like to make it a clean sweep of the Knights here in this game. I'm sure they're well aware of what the score and what the outcome was of the first game. Ball is being moved around. Once again, not a lot of movement away from the ball for this Cougars team, which is very interesting. Almost like they're playing a one-on-one game, just putting the ball into somebody's hand or onto somebody's stick and just waiting for them to try and make something happen. Sometimes that works. A lot of times that doesn't. You play one-on-one game, it's very difficult. Here now we're starting to see some people cutting towards the goal. There's a shot, but a foul before the shot, too close to the head area. So here is an easy opportunity at a goal here on the restart. Going to have a chance at a quick shot. And this could be a great chance for the the Cougars to tie this game up. You always want to be able to take advantage of these restarts, especially when it's so close to goal scoring area. Quick shot and a great save. Taylor Stambaugh went down. Freshman at Sparrows Point, Maryland, spent her high school tenure at Eastern Tech. A good move by her, getting the spoon down there on the ground and scooping it up. That was a goal-scoring opportunity if I ever saw one there for the Cougars. Speaking of goal-scoring opportunities, the Cougars trying to get that ball back on a good ride. Referee said there was too much pull being used on that check. Called for the penalty. Knights can't do anything with it, though, as the Cougars take possession. Here come the Knights, here come the Cougars once again. Cougars wearing the black jerseys. Right in front, shot, on goal, can't get it off. It's stolen away, scooped up. Here come the Knights. I believe that's number 15 with the ball on her stick. It can't be because I don't have a 15 on my scorecard. I believe it's 16, Madison D'Amico. D'Amico putting the Jets on. Tried to get a pass off. Did not have much of an angle for that pass. Kind of tried to scoop it underhand over to her teammate, Aaron Moran, who was there. Moran ended up getting up the loose ball. Once again, lots of penalties being committed in the early part of this game. Shot, no good. But the penalty before, as I believe the ref threw up the hands before. Yep, Aaron Moran. This is now her third opportunity on a restart in a very favorable position. Let's see if she can make this a 2-0 game early on. May not get a better opportunity than this, but then again, Erin Moran has already had 2 opportunities very similar to this. This time she goes for the pass instead of the shot. Maybe not a great idea there, as it looks like it's going to be a turnover. No, the Knights are able to scoop it up, the ground ball. Still with possession, but more black jerseys surrounding that ball than white jerseys, and that's not a good sign. Somebody's got to flash so they can get a pass. Somehow Mackenzie Lane was able to force her way through the traffic. Almost got a shot off, but she was fouled. So this time she'll take the shot. She'll get the restart pretty much from the same position that Erin Moran had her last restart. Here goes whistle, shot. That was deflected by a defenseman for the Cougars before the ball got out of the stick. Good defensive play there by the Cougars, and now here they come. Turning the Jets on. Scooped up, though. Ground ball. Who's going to get it? Who wants it more? Cougars want it more right now as they get it, and then the whistle is immediately blown. That was 16, Kaylee Wright, sophomore for the Genesee Cougars. This Genesee Cougars team is a sophomore-heavy lineup. Only 8 freshmen on the team. A lot of times here at this level, you get more times than not, you get freshman-heavy lineups because you only play 2 years at this level, so there's so much turnaround every year. But not with this Genesee Cougars team. Yellow card issued to the Cougars, number 6, Rachel Ladd, 2 minutes. So 2 minutes for Ladd on the sideline, and that's big for the Cougars. We've only played almost 9 minutes, but the Cougars don't want to see themselves get down by too much early on here, and there's Mackenzie Lane. Buries the shot. She got that off a pass from somebody. I couldn't see who made the pass. Mackenzie Lane caught that, buried it into the back of the net, and she gets her stick back, and that'll count as a goal. Now 2-0 in favor of the Knights. Man, what a change of events from the first game when the Cougars got up 2-0 on the Knights real early. So that was not an unreleasable penalty. The penalty will be over. Man-up situation is now finished for the Knights, and the score is now 2-0. Mackenzie Lane with the goal. Her first to the game. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. So the Mackenzie Lane fan club very vocal here this afternoon, and rightfully so. That was a very impressive goal by Mackenzie, and it puts her team up 2-0. Always rather be ahead than behind. Thank you for that, Captain Obvious. Nice move by Hapsis, and the Corbett Fenical. Fenical puts it on the cage, but a good kick save there made by the goalkeeper for the Cougars. Man, sometimes you're playing in between the pipes in lacrosse. It's kill or be killed, and on that time, the goalkeeper for the Cougars, Sarah Zakes, just decided that she did not want to be killed on that play. So one thing that the Cougars are really struggling with in the early part of this game is playing defense without fouling. There's been so many times here in the early part of this game where the Cougars have had an opportunity to maybe step up and play some defense, but instead they've stepped up and committed a foul, which then leaves the Knights with a beautiful, great opportunity on the restart. And here is the 5th or 6th opportunity the Knights have had on a restart in a very favorable position. Every time, though, they haven't been able to finish. The 2 goals they have to their name have not come off restarts. Instead, they've come off into the front of the crease. So many opportunities on the restart, but no goals to their name because of it. That is something, if you're a Cougars fan, coach, or player, you've got to be happy about, because that's going to keep your opportunities of staying in this game alive. Knights not doing a good job of taking what the defense gives them. Tiana Apsis, got to watch out for her. She's got the Jets on this team. She's one of those players who can really get that ball on her stick and just take off. She did the same thing for the women's soccer team here at CCBC Essex. She was one of the point guards on that team, as I always like to say. Let's put the ball on her hands, and, she's going to try and make something happen with it here. The Cougars are trying to find somebody to be like that for them in this game. Good offensive opportunity, moving that ball around. Tough pass. It's going to be scooped up by, I believe that's Mackenzie Lane of the Knights. A bad pass ends up being a turnover, but I was going to say the Cougars get it right back, but it looked like they were going to get it back because that was an illegal move. Now we've played a full 10 minutes here in the first half. Remember, the women at this level play 2 30-minute halves instead of 4 15-minute quarters. And the ball is on the ground. Who's going to come up with it? The Knights do, and now they're going to turn the Jets on, or try to at least. Nope, they're going to work it up with passes instead. Good move. There's Corbett Fennicle with the dodge. Past the midfield line. Now putting it into the other hand. Now back over onto that right hand. Splits the defenders and takes a nice hit afterwards. And that's going to be a turnover. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle, one of those players, very confident in her offensive ability. She was trying to go coast to coast there. May have been a better move to try and pass over to a teammate. And again, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle makes a living off of her offense, and highly confident offensive player, whether it's lacrosse or soccer. She's got a man in front of her. She's going to try and beat her. Can't blame her for that. Mackenzie Lane, another opportunity here on the restart. She had one earlier, wasn't able to finish on the shot. It was deflected as soon as she tried to go for the shot. Here is another great opportunity for the Knights on the restart in a very favorable position. They've got a chance for goal here. Lane goes for it. Finally, the Knights are able to finish on a restart. Mackenzie Lane was able to bury that time, and now she's got her second goal of the game, and now she is a prime candidate for the Hat Trick Club. Very exclusive club. Mackenzie Lane trying to get early enrollment into the club, as we're not even halfway through the first half, and she's already got 2 goals. A timeout taken by the Cougars, a much-needed timeout. It'll be interesting to see what head coach Candace Schroeder has to say to her team after their hot start here to get this game going. We'll take a quick break after this quick timeout. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you once again, please, March 20th here at CCBC Essex Stadium. Do not forget about the Lace Up with Lax, ending homelessness one step at a time. That is March 20th here at CCBC Essex Stadium. We're going to have a doubleheader of lacrosse action beginning at 4 o'clock with men's lacrosse and then women's lacrosse at 6 o'clock in a game that you are not going to want to miss. CCBC Essex Knights against the Frederick Cougars. That is a rivalry here in this division at this level. That's going to be a very good game. And also, please remember to bring mostly black new shoes for children, items to be donated to the Eastern Family Resource Center, and, of course, cash donations also accepted. This is America. Visit laceupwithlax.org for more information. 18 minutes and some change left here in this first half, and it's been an exciting first half, especially if you're a fan of the Knights. Mackenzie Lane's got 2 goals. Alexis Corbett-Fenical has a goal as well, and that is what has brought us to this 3-0 score. We'll be back after a quick break. All right, the two teams are headed back out onto the field and ready to play out the final 18 minutes and change of this first half. The score right now is 3-0 in favor of the Knights. What a far cry from the way the first game of our doubleheader went when these two programs' men's teams went head-to-head. The Genesee Cougars men's team really laid the beatdown on the men's Knights team and pretty much were in control of that game from the opening whistle here when these two programs' women's teams are going head-to-head in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Very much the opposite is happening. The Knights have been in control of this one pretty much from the opening whistle, and they have looked good. Oh, Mackenzie Lane had an opportunity at her third goal. She could not catch that pass cleanly, and the ball's on the ground. There's a little bit of a scrum for it. Who's going to get it? Looks like Mackenzie Lane thinks she's going to get it. She just took that ball right out of the stick of the goalkeeper, and it looks like she is going to get it. This is another opportunity for Mackenzie on the restart. Her last goal came off of a restart, so this is a great opportunity. She could get her third goal here. It's going to be open net. Okay, I was going to say, I've never seen that where the goalie doesn't have to be in the net. How can you expect them to make a defensive play? All right, she will actually be in between the pipes. So back in the goal here is the Cougars goalkeeper, Sarah Zakes. Here's Mackenzie Lane. Shot! She got tripped up from behind, but will that count anyway? Because she got tripped up, and then she shot it, and the ball went into the back of the net. They got a huddle around Mackenzie. She looks to be maybe in some pain. As no, I believe they're going to say that goal did not count. I think they're going to have her go on the restart again. One thing is for sure, there's a lot of confusion out there on the field today. So Mackenzie Lane does get her third goal of the game. That goal will count. No card, no penalty. They're just going to say the goal counts. I'm pretty sure if you ask Mackenzie, that's what she would want anyway, so. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. So the Mackenzie Lane fan club celebrates her early induction into the Hat Trick Club this afternoon. Deanna Hapsis wins the faceoff, and she's going coast to coast. Pass over to Lane. Lane shot. Good! Another goal by Mackenzie Lane. Man. She may be dropping 10 or 12 by the end of this game. Mackenzie Lane had an extra bowl of Wheaties this morning because she is on fire. I don't know if Wheaties has anything to do with fire, though. Mackenzie Lane, her 4th goal of the game. Very impressive start to this contest for that young woman. She is having a fantastic afternoon already, and there's still so much lacrosse to be played. She really could be having one of those games that she remembers for a long time. Candace Schroeder, the head coach for the Knights, going to have a word with Mackenzie Lane as she's definitely earned her seat on the bench. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Making a habit of saying Miss Lane's name here this afternoon. Here's an opportunity in the first good one of the game for the Cougars. It looked like for a moment it was going to be, at least. The Cougars were turning those jets on, trying to get into a position where they could either pass or shoot. The defense for the Knights hasn't been tested yet, and it almost was tested. If that pass could have been a little bit more accurate, I'm pretty sure the Cougars would have had their first goal of the game, as the Cougars found a crease in the defense of the Knights and almost took advantage of it. That was very similar to a backdoor cut in basketball. You have the ball at the top of the key and somebody loses track of who they're supposed to be defending, and they cut towards the basket and get an easy layup. That almost was an easy layup of a goal for the Cougars. The Cougars could definitely use an easy layup of a goal for sure. That would probably go a long way and maybe switching some of this momentum back onto the side of the Cougars, because all the momentum is squarely onto the shoulders of the Knights here in this one right now. They have come out here and really punched the Cougars in the mouth here to start this game. The great Mike Tyson once said, everybody's got a game plan until you come out and get punched in the mouth or bite somebody's ear off. Green card issued to the Cougars' number 2, Caitlin Cartwright. So the Cougars down a player for the next 35 seconds, unless the Knights can get a goal in that time. Cougars trying to go for a man-down goal and see if they can get it, or maybe just kill some time off the clock so they can get back at even strength. We've almost played a full 15 minutes in this first half. The first half that has been thoroughly dominated by the Knights. The domination looks to continue as the Knights take possession after a very quick possession, by Genesee, and that was a pretty move by Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. Put the spins on. Just put him in a spin cycle there. Faked the pass, then spun around the defender, got herself into a position where she was going to try and rip a shot off, but she got fouled beforehand, and now Alexis Corbett-Fennicle with 1 goal to her name already. She's going to try and catch up to Mackenzie Lane on the restart. Good shot, better save. Man, sometimes it's just kill or be killed when you're in between the pipes and playing lacrosse, and that time Zakes decided that she didn't want to be killed. Madison D'Amico, ball on her stick. looking for someone to pass to, looking for someone to cut. Aaron Moran is cutting towards the middle, but good defense. Once again, another cut. Can't be cleanly caught. Eventually it is. That is Layla Tingler. Corbett Fennicle flashes. Now into the middle. She's fouled once again. Alexis Corbett Fennicle, she gets that ball in her stick. She's looking to press and push into the middle. The slotted area, as they call it in hockey, is wide open here for Alexis Corbett Fennicle in this game so far. She's had a couple moments in this game where she just caught the ball and just put her head down and tried to drive right into the middle. It's a good strategy, especially in a game when you're up 5-0. Take advantage. Take advantage of what the defense is giving you. False start on the Genesee. 5 yards. Repeat first down. Here's Fennicle. Restart. She's going to shoot. Surprised there was no whistle there. I thought there was a lot of contact before the shot. Oh, there'll be a whistle on that one. That's a pretty blatant push. He's going to get a yellow card for that, I'm sure. Not even waiting for the yellow card to be issued. Just headed over onto the sideline. Pretty blatant push. As Pee Wee Herman would say, you can't do that. 5-0 is the score, and that's 2 minutes. Yellow card issued to number 16, Callie Wright. I believe that's her second yellow card of the game. She's got to be careful now. Yellow card issued to the Cougars, number 16, Callie Wright. So restart here for number 7, Alexandra Franklin, freshman defender out of Maryvale Prep. False start, that time against the against the Knights. Franklin was a little bit too excited there. She saw an opportunity to score, and she wanted to take advantage of it. She's going to get another opportunity. She fought hard to get that ball back. Shot is saved. Good save there by Sarah Zakes. Here come the Cougars. Still so much time left in this game. I know the Cougars have not looked good at any point in this game, but they're only down by 5, and we've got 13 minutes left in the first half and then another 30 minutes after that. So there's still so much time for them to get into a groove and get this game back into a manageable position. Well, I mean, it's still in a manageable position. 5-0 is – it's not like they're running away with it, the Knights. They're dominating, but they're not running away with it just yet. Cougars desperately in need of a goal, though. The longer that clock ticks without them getting that first goal, the harder and harder it is going to get for them to get back into this game. Especially when the defense for the Knights has really not been tested at all. Lauren de Guzman, one of the starting defensemen, I haven't said her name, seen her number at any point, and I know she's out there. It's just she's not being tested. Just like the rest of the defense for the Knights, they just really haven't had to do much here so far. The Cougars' offense, when an opportunity has arose, they have been able to take advantage of it, and really not many opportunities have come forth for them. Tiana Hapsis, that ball in her stick, she's thinking one thing, and that's go. Good closeout defense there. She has to pass it back. Speaking of de Guzman, there she was. She couldn't catch that one cleanly. D'Amico does. She scoops it up. Behind to Franklin. Franklin could not get in front of that ball, and that's going to be a turnover. Here come the Cougars. On the attack. Oh, nice defensive play. I couldn't see who that was, Corbett Fennicle or de Guzman. They both were there. One of them made a great play to stick that, or to get the stick on that ball while it was in the air and force the turnover. Cougars get it back, though. Good defensive midfield presence there by the Knights, forcing the long pass. That was not a very good one. Ground ball. Who's going to scoop it up? Cougars do. Somehow there was 2 white jerseys with only 1 black jersey, but somehow the one in the black jersey gets the ball. Shot, no good. Cougars closest to the end line, so possession will stay with them. Just over 11 minutes left. Oh, no. Possession will go to the Knights. Well, the Cougars player had that ball in her stick, was just waiting the ref to blow the whistle, but the ref said actually it's going the other way. Here come the Knights. Just over 11 minutes left in this first half. The score is still 5-0 in favor of the Knights. Loose ball on the ground. Who's going to come up with it? Nobody. As the whistle is blown, it's against the Cougars, and number 14 for the Knights, Sabrina Lipas, will take control. Oh, nice move by Corbett Fennicle with the dodge. Into the middle. She's shooting and scoring. Lexis Corbett Fennicle, now her 2nd goal of the game. She had the 1st goal of the game, and now she's got the 6th as well. And it is now 6-0 in favor of the Knights. And I got to say, once again, I'm glad I'm not a betting man, because I would not have put my money on this game starting 6-0 Knights. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett Fennicle. So another timeout taken here in the late stages of this first half. It is 6-0 with 10 minutes and 51 seconds left here in this first half. And the Knights are really starting to run away with this one, or it looks like they're about to start running away with this one. 6-0. And the Cougars have shown no signs of being able to get any kind of offense going here in this one. This could be a long afternoon for the Cougars players. We'll take a break. We'll be right back once these two teams are ready to go. All right, the two teams are back out onto the field, and Tiana Hapsis is taking the center X for the Knights as she will start the face-off. Another whistle away from the ball. I believe it was, it was because the Cougars player was not in the right position. A little offsides there, and that's going to give possession back to the Knights, but they won't have it for long as they turn it over. So Alexis Corbett Fennicle couldn't receive that pass. Mackenzie Lane is back out onto the field after taking a little bit of a break. Here come the Cougars. 10 minutes exactly left here in this first half. Cougars working this ball around. They desperately want to get that first goal before going into the halftime. And a whistle. The ref is pointing in the direction of the Knights. Does that mean it's possession of them or the foul was against them? It's looking that like the foul was against. Yeah, it's looking like the foul was against the Knights. The Cougars are going to take possession here, going to try and get a quick shot off. This is, I think, their first opportunity at the restart. Quick pass behind the net. Now up to the front. Want to get a shot off. Bounce shot in front, but it bounces over and to the side of the cage. Missed opportunity there. That was a very good idea for the bounce shot. Just did not work out in their favor. Cougars, though, will still have possession. 9 minutes and 44 seconds left in the first half. 6-0 is still the score. Cougars trying to change that here, looking for their first goal. 42 seconds on that shot clock, so lots of time for them to get something going here. Cougars restart right at the spoon of the goalkeeper for the Knights. Number 19, Taylor Stambaugh. Stambaugh made a nice move there. Getting that stick on that ball. Pass up top. Mackenzie Lane's going to scoop it up. She's going to shoot. Oh, she could not get the shot off before she was fouled, but Mackenzie Lane, another opportunity on the restart here. Mackenzie is going to be looking for her 5th goal here. Mackenzie Lane, shot good. 5th goal of the game for Mackenzie Lane. She is having herself quite an afternoon. One that she will not forget anytime soon, that's for sure. That Knight's goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Even though she's got 5 goals to her name, the Mackenzie Lane fan club is still very vocal here this afternoon, and as they should be. Mackenzie's having herself a great afternoon of lacrosse. And Erin Moran, nice move to get that loose ball after the face-off. And, oh, just the pass was a little bit too far out in front. Erin Moran, nice move there. I thought she was looking at goal scoring, faked everyone out, even her teammate when she went for the pass instead. And, man, what a missed opportunity there for the Cougars if they can't get this loose ball. Cougars had someone in the offensive zone wide open. The pass was over their head, and that gave the Knights defense and midfielders enough time to get back into position and make the Cougars work overtime here. Cougars got the offense in the offensive zone, and the defense for the Knights is out of position, and the Cougars have their first goal of the game. Man, what ended up being what looked like it was going to be a very bad play for the Cougars after the bad pass ends up being their first goal of the game as they were able to get the ball back, get the defense of the Knights out of position just a bit to be able to rip that shot off into the back of the net. I did not see which Cougars player had that goal. I'm awaiting confirmation on that, but score is 7-1 now. So Molly Barden with the goal for Genesee Cougars, her first of the game for her team. Molly Barden, number 3, the sophomore for Genesee Cougars. That Cougars goal was scored by number 3, Molly Barden. Here are the Cougars, nice move on a very good ride here by the Knights. Ends up being a ride that results in a penalty, though, is number 5 for the Knights, Hunter Giangrasso, one of the many players who also played on the Knights soccer team. Giangrasso got called for the foul there. Give the Cougars an opportunity. Cougars, they stretch 2 goals. They get on a 2-3 goal run to finish this first half. Man, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, especially when we were looking at one point a 7-0 game, and we were thinking the Knights were going to start running away with it. So if the Cougars can string together some goals here, we'll be looking at a much different game moving into second half. To the back of the cage. Thought they were going to go for the pick play, but instead they go for the pass. Can't be controlled. Ground ball scooped up by the Cougars, though. Nice dodge. Trying to get past D'Amico. D'Amico and Aaron Moran playing good defense for the midfielders right now. Cougars scoring zone. Shot. No good, but they're the closest to the end line, so possession will stay with them. 6 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the first half. Goal-scoring chance is stopped momentarily by the Knights, and the shot clock goes off. It'll be restarted, though, because the whistle, it went off after the whistle. Here come the Cougars. Chance, 6 minutes and some change left. Second goal, can they get it? Great save by Stambow. Once again, Stambow hasn't been tested much, but when she has, she's stepped up to the plate. Stambow with another good save there. That easily could have made this game 7-2. Here's D'Amico, far sideline. Into the middle, there's de Guzman. The pass was behind her. Lauren has to chase it down, scoop it up, pass it back to one of her teammates. She can't control it either. The Knights are rolling down a very slippery slope, almost turning it over in the defensive zone, which is numero uno, number 1 of what you don't want to do. Somehow the Knights avoided disaster there, got it into a scoring zone. Mackenzie Lane scoops it. She got the ground ball. Can she find someone to pass to? Does. Corbett Fennicle can't control it, though, as the pass was low. And here come the Cougars on the attack. Past the midfield line, but not successfully. Once again, the passes for the Cougars just cannot find their teammates. Somehow they're able to scoop up the ground ball, though, and they're working to get another goal. If they could get a goal here on this possession, that'll be the second possession for the Cougars that looked like it was a disaster, but it ends up being a gold mine. And, man, the Cougars with a great play there. Back-to-back unanswered goals for the Genesee Cougars. Waiting to see who that player is. I believe that's number 7 for the Cougars. Bria Hears. So Molly Braden had the first goal of the game for the Cougars, and now Bria Hears follows it up with her first goal of the game. Second of the game for the Cougars, and now... So now with 5 minutes left in the first half, after the Bria Hears goal, the Cougars are going to take a break, talk things over, talk a little strategy. Got ourselves a brand new ball game, or what's starting to look like a brand new ball game. 7-2 is the score after the timeout. That Cougars goal was scored by number 7, Bree Hares. So 5 minutes and some change left here in this first half. And, man, what a turn of events this last couple minutes of this first half has been. We went into about the 10, 15-minute mark, and it was 6-7-0 in favor of the Knights. And ever since then, the Cougars have tried to blaze a little bit of a comeback trail here. Now it's still 7-2. The Knights still very firmly in the driver's seat here in this one, but the Cougars very much still in this one, and if they can get another goal, we'll be looking at a very different ball game going into halftime. Especially after we thought we were going to go into halftime looking at a 7-0 game as opposed to a 7-2 game. So if you are head coach Candace Schroeder of the Knights, you're happy with the fact that your team has got out to this lead, but be a lot happier if your team can hold on to the lead that they already have going into halftime, or maybe make the lead a little bit bigger. If you're head coach for the Cougars, Jeff Renault, then you would definitely prefer to go into the halftime maybe at the same score you're at now, or with a couple more goals on your sideline. On your side, excuse me. These two teams very evenly matched in terms of the amount of players. These two teams don't have very deep benches, so the players that you see in this game are the players who are going to finish up this game, which could be good. I think if this game continues to get closer, we could be in store for an even more physical contest than we've already had so far, because this thing has been very physical so far. We've had so many penalties called on both teams. A couple of the Knights' goals have come on the restart. Here they are, moving the ball around. Cougars under 5 minutes. Paul into the front, and it's no good. It hit off the post. I thought it hit the back and then rolled back in, rolled back out. But, man, a great opportunity for the Cougars that they just missed. It doesn't get much closer than that. And that's going to be a foul push. Extended those arms on the check. Cougars on the restart. 4 minutes and some change left in this one. The Cougars could find themselves down 7-3 instead of 7-2, and they do. What a move on the restart. The Cougars, number 16, Callie Wright. She's now got a goal to go along with her yellow card. I'm sure she appreciated getting the goal much more than she appreciated getting the yellow card. Callie Wright breathes new life into this game, I was trying to say. 7-3 is now the score, and, man, starting to look, smell, and feel like a brand new ball game. That Cougars goal was scored by number 16, Callie Wright. Great opportunity here for the Knights. Tiana Hapsis had the ball on her stick for a moment, but it's quickly taken off of it. Nice move. Here come the Cougars. New sense of confidence in the Cougars. A little bit of a pep in the step. The body language doctor says that this may be a actually completely different team than the team we saw earlier. Pass over the head of Bria Hears. Bria gets that ball back on her stick. You know she's thinking goal. She had a great goal earlier in this game. She's going to split two defenders. Shot! Good! Whoa! I am now contractually obligated to say this is a brand new ball game. 7-4. Wow, what a turn of events. 7 unanswered goals to start the game for the Knights. 4 unanswered goals after that for the Cougars. If you don't like this game, you don't like lacrosse. Bria Hares, second goal of the game. Now only 3 goals behind Mackenzie Lane for the lead. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in this first half. And the score right now is 7-4, but I'm almost certain that it's not going to be 7-4 when we go into halftime because it's looking like the Cougars are just going to continue to score. The Cougars, number 2, Caitlin Cartwright, is taking a seat. I am not too sure what that's all about. Coach for the Cougars is trying to get word from the ref. I'm sure it's not going to go whatever way he wants it to go, though. I've still yet to see a ref make a call and then go, oh, wait, you're right. That Cougars goal was scored by number 7, Bree Hares. So under 3 minutes left here to play in the first half, and the Cougars knocking on opportunity's door once again. Man, if they could make this a 2-point game before we go into halftime, what a turn of events this first half would have been. This was a first half that in the beginning was just so clearly and obviously dominated by the Knights that I really thought that the Knights were going to run away with this one, but the Cougars never in doubt. They believed the whole time, and they've gone on a 4-goal run since then and made this a brand new ball game. D'Amico on the restart very quickly up to Franklin. Franklin can't catch it initially, but can she get it back? She does. Franklin with a great ground ball scoop. Pass to D'Amico. D'Amico can't control it. And now we've got a scrum in the middle. Who's it going to go against? Looks like they just banged bodies. It didn't seem like there was much of a trip going on, but the referee saw it the other way, and Madison D'Amico is going to take over this ball in a very favorable position on the restart. This is goal-scoring area. This is a goal-scoring area right here if you're Madison D'Amico. Thinking about the shot and getting it. After the 4-goal run by the Cougars, Madison D'Amico answers back with a goal of her own, and now it's 8-4 in favor of the Knights. Head coach Schroeder got to be breathing a little sigh of relief after that. Once you saw the Cougars go on that 4-goal run, you can kind of start to see the wheels start rolling back down the hill. And a goal like that from Madison D'Amico may put some of that momentum back onto the shoulders of the Knights. That Knights goal was scored by number 16, Madison D'Amico. Here comes another opportunity for the Cougars. They got this game into a 3-point game, and now they can get it, or now they watched it go back to a 4-point game after the D'Amico goal, but they can get it back to 3 points with a goal here on a restart in a very favorable goal-scoring position. I don't know what that was on the restart. Why don't you just go for the quick shot? They didn't even try and think about the shot. Instead went for the pass, and it ended up almost being a turnover. But now they'll have a restart, same position as they did before. Let's see if this time they try and take advantage of it. They don't. They go for the pass again. Maybe the number 6 for Genesee Cougars, Rachel Ladd, just doesn't feel confident enough in her shot. This is the third opportunity here on this possession for the Cougars on a restart. First 2 were passes. Let's see here on the third. Can they get a shot off? They do, and it's wide of the net. Closest to the end line was the Knights. They'll take possession. Over a minute left in the first half. 8-4 is the score. What an exciting first half this has been. Over the head of de Guzman, but she's able to chase it down, scoop up the loose ball. Here come the Knights. Under a minute left for them to get another goal to their name. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle into the middle. She's taking it all the way. Not thinking about pass in the slightest. And maybe she should have thought about pass. Turnover by Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. 39 seconds left in the first half, and the Cougars, once again, another chance to make this back, get this back to a 3-goal game. They can get a goal here in the final 39 seconds. Feel a lot better about the second half. They're not going to get a goal on that possession, though, as that goes over the head of Bree Hares of the Cougars, and Tiana Hapsis takes it on the after the whistle over to D'Amico. D'Amico, she's taking it into the offensive zone, has it taken away from her off of a great defensive move there by the Cougars. That'll be all she wrote for the first half. It's the final score after 30 minutes. The final score after 30 minutes is 8-4 in favor of the Knights. We'll have another 30 minutes after this. Stick around with us. I'm Aaron Thomas on the beat. I'm Aaron Thomas on the call. We'll be back after this short halftime break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here and ready to play the final 30 minutes of women's lacrosse action, excuse me. A little tongue-tied there. With 30 minutes left here in this contest, that has been such an incredible contest. To start the game, the Knights went on a 7-goal run. And then the Cougars answered back with a 4-goal run of their own, and then the Knights were able to get one more goal before the halftime whistle, and that is what's brought us here to our score right now at the start of the second half, 8-4 in favor of the Knights. Let's give you some of the goal scorers here for the Knights. Alexis Corbett-Fennikel, 2 goals to her name. Mackenzie Lane, 5 goals to her name, and also Madison D'Amico added a goal as well. And the goal scorers for the Genesee Cougars, number 7, Bria Hares had 2 goals. Number 3, Molly Barden had 1. And also number 16, Callie Wright, had a goal as well. And almost a quick goal there for the Cougars, but that one hit off the post. Sometimes you just got to thank that friendly neighborhood post. Makes more saves than you do some games. Right there, that post made a big save for the Knights, as that easily could have been the 5th goal of the game for the Genesee Cougars. And this is going to be a second half that I think the team that gets out to the first, that has the first goal, the team that goes out on the run first, is going to be the team that comes away with the victory here. If the Cougars can start this second half with a nice 2-3 goal run, I think they're going to come out victorious, because that'll be enough momentum to get the ball rolling down their side. Now, if the Knights come out, score 2-3 fast goals, and that may be enough momentum to kill off the Cougars' chances of a comeback. And Alexis Corbett-Fennikel starts that early with her 3rd goal of the game. She now joins Mackenzie Lane in that oh-so-exclusive hat-trick club. 9-4 is now the score. Haven't even played a full minute into the second half, and the Knights have their first goal. It's incredible how many of these goals for the Knights have come off the restart. I know Mackenzie Lane had 2 of her goals off the restart. Alexis Corbett-Fennikel had 1 as well in the first half, and now she's got 1 as well in the second half. You have 2 players who score hat tricks more times than not. You're going to come away with the win. The Knights have 2 so far. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fennikel. So Alexis Corbett-Fennikel, once again, shot good! That time, Alexis Corbett-Fennikel with the assist over to number 15. Or that was not number 15, because I don't have a number 15 on my scorecard. Let's see. That Knights goal was scored by number 15, Paige Stiegler, assisted by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fennikel. So Paige seeing her first action of the game. Stiegler with the goal. Huge goal for the Knights. If they get 4 more goals to their name, they get a 10-point lead, then they will start the automatic running clock, which will mean that the clock will run continuously until that 10-goal lead is no more. That would kill off a lot of time in this game. I always find myself wondering if that's a game plan for a team coming into the game. Do you try and score 10 goals as quickly as possible to, obviously that's probably a game plan for every team. You want to score as many goals as possible, but once you have that 10-goal lead, do you try and take the foot off the pedal a little bit and hold on to the ball, waste some clock, or you just keep the pedal on the metal? It'll be interesting to see if that happens, what the strategy would be for the Knights. Still about 4 goals away from that happening, and the way the Cougars are playing in this game, I don't know if that's going to happen because the Cougars look like they're knocking on opportunity's door right now. Could get this back to a 5-point game. Molly Braden is going to have this ball on her stick. Quick shot. Good. Molly Braden, that's her second goal of the game. She had one in the first half. She actually had the first goal of the game for the Cougars, and now she's got the 5th goal of the game for the Cougars as well. 10-5 is the score. Back to a 5-point game. It was a 4-point game. And we started this second half, but the Cougars let up 2 quick goals, I should say. That Cougars goal was scored by number 3, Molly Braden. So Molly Braden with the goal. Tried to get a second there as the Cougars were getting into the offensive zone. Knights were able to intercept it. Erin Moran with the ball on her stick. She's looking to go. Now she's looking for somebody to pass it to. Looking for a teammate to flash. Mackenzie Lane does from behind the cage. Sets the pick for Erin Moran to go through. Moran is really struggling here. Needs to get rid of that ball and does. And I think she just tried to chuck it into a scoring area, but it ended up going right onto the stick of the goalkeeper for the Cougars, Sarah Zakes. And here's Bree. Bree Hares for the Cougars. Already has 2 goals. Almost had a third there. A little bit more accurate with the shot. She would have had it. Maybe she would have been a little bit more accurate if she wasn't fouled beforehand, and she's going to have a chance on the restart, make this a 10-6 game. It's a great opportunity for Bree Hares. Scoring opportunity. She's already got 2 goals to her name. Can she get the third and make this a 4-point game once again? She does! Or does she? No, she does not. That's at the side of the net. So close. Doesn't count, though, for anything. Bree Hares, a little bit of a frustration foul there, I think, from her. Almost played a full 4 minutes here in the second half, and the score is 10-5. 8-4 was the score when we walked into this second half. Knights 2 goals to their name in the second half. Cougars just 1. Oh, great deke there to get some space away from Madison D'Amico. D'Amico is able to catch up, force the pass. Here come the Cougars. Bree Hares into the scoring area once again. She goes behind the cage, over onto the side of the crease, and that'll be a foul against the Knights. Or will it go against the Cougars? It'll go against the Cougars as Bree Ayers is headed off to the sideline. And she is very frustrated. Throws her stick down in frustration. Really not sure what the penalty was. 7, it's 2 minutes, we know that. She's removing her shoes, so maybe she's been kicked out of the game. I'm not sure. We'll get confirmation on that in a minute. Once again, one thing is for sure out there on this field. There's a lot of confusion out there. That's all we know for sure. We know that this has been a really good game and that it's been a very confusing game. Ball's on the ground, far. Dangerous pass. Lauren de Guzman makes a nice catch, though. Man, if she wouldn't have made that catch, that could have been an easy goal for the Cougars. Here's Erin Moran trying to find Hapsis. Hapsis could not get to it, and the pass is intercepted in the air by the Cougars. Now they're on the attack. And, man, a frustration move there by the Cougars. Molly Braden, she had the ball taken away from her. Instead of going back on defense, just smacked her stick on the ground. A little frustration move there from the Cougars. Cougars will have possession, though. This is still very much anyone's ball game. 10-5. Cougars are at a disadvantage, though, for the next 55 seconds as they're still playing down a man. Nice dodge into the middle. Pass cannot be caught cleanly. It's a ground ball. Who wants it more? Cougars are not going to get it, but they will have possession as the foul was committed by the Knights. He had 3 white jerseys, only 1 black jersey, but instead of getting the ground ball, they commit the foul. That's something head coach Candace Schroeder's got to be shaking her head at. Here come the Cougars behind the cage. Looking for somebody, looking for someone to pass to, trying to find an opening. Lauren de Guzman picks up the ground ball, and she has it taken away from her, but illegally right away. Here's Hapsis. Up to Moran. Moran can't catch it cleanly. Both teams really struggling with the catches. Here's Mackenzie Lane. Dangerous move there by Zakes, the goalkeeper for the Cougars, to come out of her crease to try and make a defensive play on that ball. Ended up working out in her favor. Well, that's a dangerous play, especially in a close game like this. 10-5 is the score. 23 minutes and some change left in this game. Still very much anyone's ball game. Quick timeout taken on the field. Or was there? There was a timeout taken on the field. And I believe that Bree Hares has been ejected from the game because she is no longer in uniform and she looks to be leaving the stadium, which is a huge blow. If you're a Cougars fan, player or coach, she very much seemed to be the driving force for this Cougars offense. She had 2 goals to her name. She will not have an opportunity to get the third as she will be leaving this afternoon's contest. And with 22 minutes and 54 seconds left and the score 10-5, there's a timeout on the field. We'll take one, too. We'll be back after this. Two teams are back out there and ready to play the next 22 minutes and change of this second half. What could be the final 22 minutes of this game, unless the Cougars are able to continue on the comeback trail that they've been blazing pretty much this entire game. They're going to have to do it without one of their elite scorers, though, Bria Hares. She is no longer playing in this game. This is something I've never seen before in all my years of watching sports, calling sports, playing sports. The teams are out there ready to play. The referees are not. Once again, the only thing that has been certain in this game is confusion. I was very intently watching as the teams were leaving the field. The male referee that is walking in the middle of the field right now was having some choice words with Alexis Corbett-Fennicle afterwards. I'm not sure what that was all about. Something's going on here in this game. What we do know is that the game has restarted, and now with 22 minutes and some change, the Knights now have a 11-5 lead, and after Deasia Kabia, the way she celebrated after that goal makes me think that was probably her first goal of the season. Congratulations to her. That was a very impressive one. Deasia just got that ball on her stick, and she went the distance. That Knights goal was scored by number 4, Deasia Kabia. Very impressive move by Deasia. Got that ball on her stick, and she just took it the distance, went the whole way, and got herself in front of the goal and buried that shot into the back of the net, making this game a lot more comfortable to watch if you are a Knights fan. 11-5. Is the score now. Here's Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. Oh, my goodness. You just put the truck stick on that Cougars defender. Just lowered the shoulder and went right through the defense of the Cougars. And you can't really do that. And Alexis Corbett-Fennicle is getting the whistle. And now there's another whistle. I'm going to figure this out by the end of this game. Here come the Cougars on the attack. A Madison D'Amico. Oh, I was going to say that was a nice move by her to get that ball free of this off the stick of the Cougars player, but it was an illegal move. Here come the Cougars trying to get that goal back that they just gave up. Get it back to a 5-point game. Ball's on the ground. Who's going to get it? Deasia Kabia has it right now. And that'll be possession. Possession arrow will go in favor of the Knights after the whistle. And now here comes Deasia. Oh, watch out. She can go the whole way. She just did it not even a minute ago. Well on her way to doing it right now. Got one person in front of her. Cannot get past that last defender, but illegal defensive move will have the possession arrow staying with the Knights. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle had it taken away from her. Nice move there. I believe that's Lauren de Guzman made that play. Mackenzie Lane, ball on her stick. Looking for someone to set a pick forward. Doesn't get herself much room after the pick, and now a whistle. Another whistle. Cougars now have possession. Meeting of the minds between the referees. What we do know right now on this play is that the penalty went against the Knights, but trying to figure something out. Fans are starting to get restless on this one as well. Can hardly blame them. All right, this is like an NBA game that's entirely refereed by Joey Crawford. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Is this game about the players or the refs? I'm supposed to keep it professional. I'm sorry. We got players sitting on the ground because they don't even know what's going on. Joey Crawford is back out onto the court. And we will resume play. All that for an interception by Alexis Corbett-Fenical. She goes through two defenders and another whistle. This time it's going to go against Alexis Corbett-Fenical. Cougars are going to take over possession. Game of hot potato. Neither team possessing the ball for very much time here. All the momentum has kind of been sucked out of this game, it feels like. Here come the Cougars into the middle now. Trying to get a shot. Great defensive play there by Lauren de Guzman. I think she was able to get the stick on the bottom of the stick for the Cougars player and force that ball out. Good check. Or was it? Actually, it wasn't a good check, as the ref saying it was a foul, and that's why the Cougars have possession here on the restart in a very favorable goal-scoring position. Trying to make this a 5-point game once again. Shot is saved. A great save by Taylor Stambaugh. Stambaugh, she's working extra hard here in this game. She may be on her way to having possibly the best game of the season. It's going to be tough for her to top this one. The amount of clutch saves she's made, especially in a game this close. Wonder what this game would look like if the Knights had someone else between the pipes. Here's Madison D'Amico. Ball on her stick. She's got two defenders in front of her. Splits both of them. Nice move. Now into the scoring area. Franklin. Pass. Oh, Alexis Corbett-Fenical a little bit over her stick. And here come the Cougars. Here come the Cougars into a scoring area. Good pass. It's very lethargic offense right now for the Cougars. No one's moving away from the ball. There's not any kind of urgency. You'd think they were up 11-5 as opposed to being down 11-5. Everyone's kind of just standing in place, and we got a dead ball behind the goal, and 3-4 players weren't even going after it. This is a very interesting game right here from the Cougars. Lauren de Guzman is working extra hard to try and scoop up that ground ball. Finally, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle does. And before she ever had the chance to go coast to coast, she was fouled. A restart. Here's Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. Up to Lauren de Guzman. Back to Fennicle. Nice give-and-go action there. Got Fennicle a lot of space after that pass, and Fennicle did not see the defender behind her, and that's why that ball was stolen away from her. 16 minutes left here in this game. 11-5 is the score. Still very much a anyone's ball game kind of thing. The Cougars went on a 4-goal run to finish up the first half, so it could easily go on a 4-goal run here, make this a 2-point game. Whistle away from the ball. Here come the Cougars after the failed opportunity on the restart by the Knights. 15 minutes and some change. And a nice interception by Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. She's trying to split the defense. She's going, thinking about shooting, and she's not going to get a chance. She's fouled beforehand. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle with the shot and the goal. She now is only 1 goal away from tying Mackenzie Lane for the lead in goals, as Lane has 5 goals and Alexis Corbett-Fennicle now has 4. So 12-5 is now going to be the score after that goal. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fenical. So Alexis Corbett-Fenical now only one goal away and from tying Mackenzie Lane for the lead in goals for this game, and I'm pretty sure she knows that. Mackenzie Lane trying to get her 6th goal and does. Nice move. She almost kind of chipped that one in golf style. Or will that count as a goal or no? It will not count as a goal. 12-5 will remain the score. 14 minutes and 47 seconds left here in this contest. The Cougars' comeback hopes, I wouldn't say they're dead, but they're on life support, that's for sure. Whistle on the Cougars as Knights will take possession of the ball. Marissa Hernandez, number 23, takes possession of the ball here on the restart. She's one of those many defenders for the Knights who I have just not really had to talk about here in this game because they just really haven't been tested much. Shot is good. Man, I don't know how she was able to get that shot off. Nice move by Hunter Giangrasso. Did not have a very favorable position to be able to get that shot off, but she found a way. First goal of the game for her. The Knights now have 5 different goal scorers in this game. And that number may grow a little bit bigger the longer this game goes on. We've got 13 minutes and 34 seconds left. It's looking like the Knights are well on their way to making this a double-digit lead. That Knights goal was scored by number 5, Hunter Giangrasso. Another shot on goal by the Knights. Saved that time by Zakes. Aaron Moran was able to come through and scoop up the loose ball, and Giangrasso going to save that one from going out of bounds. Does. Somehow. Nice move by her. Alexis Corbett-Fenical, here she comes. Over to Hapsis, and a whistle away from the ball by the referee that's furthest away from the ball. Too many people in the defensive zone. Here comes the restart. Tiana Hapsis, shot, better save. I was going to say, what a goal, but that was a great save by Zakes. Lauren de Guzman with the interception. Now up to Alexis Corbett-Fenical. She's going goal. She's going the distance. Shot. Save, better save. Good shot by Alexis Corbett-Fenical. I'm surprised she was able even able to get that shot off. Had so many black jerseys surrounding her. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle, another shot, and an even better save, man. Yeah, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle definitely knows that she's only one goal away from tying Mackenzie Lane for the lead in this game. What a competitor Alexis Corbett-Fennicle is. Couldn't keep here. Little Allen Iverson right there. Mackenzie Lane shot! Saved off the post. Here come the Cougars. Just clear it out of the defensive zone. They don't. And probably that was a good idea as they end up getting the foul call on them. As the Knights commit the penalty. Now the Cougars, they will clear it this time. Just trying to clear it out of the defensive zone. Don't do a good job. Once again, they turn it over, but once again, a foul on the Knights. Here's Lauren de Guzman. She got tripped up from behind there. She hopped right back up. Pretty blatant trip there by the Cougars. Maybe it was probably accidental. I'm sure the feet just got tangled up, but going to get called for that one every time. De Guzman pass over to Hunter Giangrasso. Up to Corbett-Fennicle. Over to Hapsis. Hapsis jumping in the air as she tried to catch that one. Wasn't able to do so. And another penalty called on the Knights. One thing these two teams have really struggled doing here in this game is playing defense without fouling. Two teams have just committed so many fouls here in this game, but the difference in the scoreboard is really the fact that the Cougars have been able to take advantage of those opportunities that they've gotten. Oh, that was a blatant push. That one's probably going to be a yellow card, maybe not. Game is getting out of hand very quickly. I did predict in the first half that this game would end up being a chippy one, and it has been. Looking for someone to get rid of the ball to. Layla Tingler. And another goal. Not see who that was. Oh, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle, no surprise. She now ties Mackenzie Lane for the lead in goals. She now has 5. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle, she led the soccer team in goals this year. She's well on her way to possibly leading the lacrosse team in goals as well. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fennicle. Corbett-Fennicle was on a mission to tie up Mackenzie Lane in goals, and she got that done. Congratulations to her. What a competitor she is. She's going to finish up her CCBC career at the end of this season. And what a career that's going to be. One of the better soccer players here the last 2 years. Also one of the better lacrosse players here the last 2 years as well. What a competitor. Under 10 minutes left to play now. 14-5 is the score. Cougars with the ball, trying to answer back maybe a couple goals of their own before the end of this game. The lead is still at single digits. Into the scoring area, Molly Braden, nice move. Molly Braden now joins Alexis Corbett-Fennicle and Mackenzie Lane in that that oh so hard to get into hat trick club. Congratulations to her on a very impressive afternoon. Molly Braden with the assist. The lead was a 9-point lead, but it'll go back to 8 points now with that goal. That Cougars goal was scored by number 3, Molly Braden. Molly Braden with the ball at her stick once again. Here come the Cougars, approaching the final 5 minutes of play here. Cougars really seemed like they were going to get back into this game starting when we got into the second half. They went on that great run to end the first half. Just too many things have gone wrong for the Cougars in this game in the second half to have them have the comeback trail stay alive for too long. The comeback trail looked like it was going to be blazed when we came into the second half, but once we got into the second half, it became very obvious that the Knights were going to be running away with this one. The Cougars making a nice little run here to wrap up this game, as they just have now 2 goals in a row to their name. Molly Braden with another goal, so now she is only 1 goal away. She's now only 1 goal away from tying Mackenzie Lane and Alexis Corbett-Fennicle in the lead for goals for this game. She has 4, they have 5. That Cougars goal was scored by number 3, Molly Braden. Molly Braden, superstar here this afternoon. Shot, good! Nice move. Oh, no, it hit the post. I thought that hit the post and went in. That's incredible. I don't think it gets much closer than having a goal than that one. Man, Leela Stigler, so close. This time she'll get it. No, that's Mackenzie Lane. Sorry, Mackenzie Lane now takes back the lead in goals. Not giving the record over to Alexis Corbett-Fennicle that easy. Six goals in the game for Miss Lane. I don't believe any relation to Miss Lois Lane. That Knight's goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Offensive possession here for the Knights. Madison D'Amico with the ball on her stick. Madison D'Amico's shot. Whistle was before the shot, so that wouldn't have counted even if it went in. Shot and goal is scored. Madison D'Amico, I believe, had that. Oh, she's the only one without a stick. Madison D'Amico with the goal. Now she now has 2 goals to her name. That Knights goal was scored by number 16, Madison D'Amico. Whistle is blown. We'll go against the Cougars. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle will take over here on the restart. Just over 6 minutes left here in this contest. 16-7 is the score. 9-point lead for the Knights. Nice move by Alexis Corbett-Fennicle to turn on the Jets there, get into the offensive zone. Here's Deasia Kabia. You know, she can turn on the Jets. She already has a goal to her name because of that. And another goal for the Knights. Mackenzie Lane, her 7th goal of the afternoon. I think it's safe to say that Alexis Corbett-Fennicle is probably not going to catch up to that now. And that's a 10-goal lead now for the Knights. So now the automatic clock will be on until that 10-goal lead goes away. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. Mackenzie Lane fan club as vocal now as they were all the way back in the first half. Here come the Cougars trying to get this back into single digits. Under 5 minutes left to play. Good ride there posted on by Deasia Kabia. Defensive effort by her, spectacular there, forcing the pass. Here come the Cougars working it around. Not a lot of ball movement. Not a lot of movement away from the ball, excuse me. Whistle away from the ball, though, and it'll go against the Knights. Cougars here on the restart will have an opportunity. Very favorable goal-scoring position and get this back into a single-digit game with a goal here. Refs putting everyone in place. Shot. Great save. Wow, what a save. That was very difficult. Not a very good pass, though, as that ball sails out of bounds well over the head of Marissa Hernandez, I believe, who was there. No, that was not. Here come the Cougars once again behind the cage. Flashing in front. Alexis Corbett-Fennicle pulls up and scoops up the ground ball. Cougars had a good chance there, but couldn't complete the pass. Here come the Cougars after the turnover by the Knights. Just over 3 minutes left in the contest. 17-7 is the score. Cougars trying to save it. Almost sent it out of bounds themselves, but they were finally able to save it. Trying to get this back into single digits. Shot. Cannot get the shot off. Good defense there by the Knights. Good defense without fouling. Alexis Corbett-Fenical looking for somebody to pass to. Finally does. Deasia Kabia can't control that pass initially, but she's fouled. So she's bailed out. Now she's going to go on the restart. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I'd say the Knights should just hold on to this ball and waste as much clock as possible, but the Knights haven't really done a good job of passing amongst each other this game. It's kind of been more get the ball onto the playmaker's stick and let them go to work, and that's exactly what they did as Mackenzie Lane adds another goal to her total. She's now had a hat trick in the first half and in the second half. That'll be one of those games that she won't forget anytime soon. Under 2 minutes left here in this game, and the score is now 18-7 in favor of the Knights. This has been their game pretty much from the tip. What a far cry this has been from the first game when these two teams' men's programs went head-to-head, and the Genesee Cougars laid the smackdown on the Knights. That Knights goal was scored by number 20, Mackenzie Lane. A little bit of revenge had here in this game as the Knights are able to lay the smackdown on the Cougars, as they are now 1 minute away from walking away with the victory, 18-7. Erin Moran with the ball on her stick, a name I haven't said very much in this game. Alexis Corbett-Fenical, the shot and the score. No rest for the wicked, that's for sure. And if I was a Cougars player, fan, or coach, I'm sure I'd be thinking that the Knights were pretty wicked here in this game, as they've been wicked good in all aspects. Offensive, defensive, transition. Absolute picture-perfect contest here this afternoon for the Knights. That Knights goal was scored by number 12, Alexis Corbett-Fenical. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of tonight's contest. The final score, Genesee 7, the Knights 19. We thank you for joining us this evening. As you leave, please drive carefully and arrive home safely. All right, there you heard it. Final score in this one, 19-7. The Genesee Cougars, no match for the CCBC Essex Knights. Lacrosse action is finally over here today. This is game 2 of our doubleheader. Be back here tomorrow for women's lacrosse action once again. The game starts at 12 o'clock. I'll be on the call here once again, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.